Hi, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I wanted to talk about the hairstyle that I think is probably the most in and probably the most used, which is a blowout. And I feel like in today's day, we can still be a little bit clueless as to how to get the best blowout, how to get the most volume, the most shine, and most importantly, how to make it like the healthiest and best on our hair. And a big part of that, of course, is the tools that you use, of course, along with the techniques. But today we're going to be testing the two viral blow dryers, the Lyfen versus the Dyson. And I love both for different reasons. You guys have heard me talk about Lyfen for over a year now on my channel, with good reason. But today I wanted to put both to the test. I interchange both in my routines and even on clients. But today I wanted to do one side of my head with the Lyfen blow dryer and the other side with the Dyson and really compare them side by side. First of all, on timing, how long can I get from wet to fully blown out hair? 2, how does my hair feel during the process and once it's blown out? And 3, how does my hair look? Not necessarily just once I'm done with the blowout, but how does it look a few hours later? And I want to take a moment to thank Lyfen for sponsoring a portion of today's video. Again, like I said, I've used both and I like both for different reasons, but I feel so more recently, I tend to reach for the Lyfen blow dryer, and this is why I wanted to test them side by side. Sometimes when I do a blowout, I'll think like, oh, today my hair came out really good, but is it a good hair day? Was it the shampoo kind of like routine that I used? So testing them side by side is the best way. And I'm excited to do this too because I'm going to prove to myself which one is actually best. Now keep in mind the Lyfen blow dryer is a fraction of the cost of the Dyson blow dryer. Now, right off the bat, they look very similar. Even the weight of the tool, the weight distribution, so how it handles, how you hold it in your hand and how you use it, all feels very, very similar. So let's just get into the testing. I'm starting off with freshly shampooed and conditioned hair. I've let it air dry for about 30 minutes. So I would say my hair is still a good 50 to 60% wet. So first I'm going in with the Lyfen blow dryer. I always like to give my hair a rough dry first. This is to get as much of the moisture out of the hair as possible and essentially just volumizing the roots without any beveling yet. And this is the part that I feel goes by so fast. So let's see how long it actually takes me. And this is the time for just the rough dry. Now I like to separate the hair into 2 sections, the top and the bottom, and starting off at the bottom just to smooth out these layers and give a little bit of beveling to my ends. Where I like to give a little bit more of my attention to create a little bit of volume at the roots and to smooth out the hair. And this is typically the area of hair that can get a little bit more frizzy if not fully dried. So I like to ensure that each section is nicely and well dried. The great thing about the Lyfen blow dryer is that it has incredible ion technology. So it's the ion technology that's like sealing the hair rather than relying on heat. And here's the full time it took me to do one side with the Lyfen blow dryer. Now let's go ahead and compare it to the Dyson. Now keep in mind that this side had a few more minutes to essentially air dry longer than my first section, so take that into account. Now this is something the Dyson does really well also. It really gives the hair a nice finish and you can feel that the hair feels silky. If you notice this with your hot tools, this is good ion technology that's built into the tool, which is so important and oftentimes overlooked. So both tools excel in this, but as I was blow drying with the Dyson blow dryer, I noticed that it took what felt like a lot longer for the hair to actually feel dry. So here's a timestamp on the rough dried, just so I could get my hair to feel as dry as I did on the other side with the Life-In, before I moved on to the beveling and round brushing part of my blowout. Then I separated my hair into the two sections and did the same thing. Quick beveling on the bottom layers as I moved up to the top. One thing I felt like I noticed is it felt like my hair felt slightly silkier at this stage. It felt like the brush was just running through the hair a little bit nicer. Now, with that being said, the true test of how the tool actually did on my hair is going to be how smooth the hair looks in about an hour. So now we're finished on both sides. Here's the timestamp it took me to fully dry my other side with the Dyson blow dryer. So clearly a bit longer. So I was right on the timing. I definitely feel like I can get a much quicker blowout with the Life-In than I can with the Dyson. All right, and here we are. It's been close to 3 hours now since I blow dried my hair this morning. So right off the bat, just looking at both results, I feel like they look pretty even. I don't feel like I have more shine or kind of a better result on one side. I also don't feel like one side is more voluminous than the other. I actually thought that that would be kind of a big differentiator. I feel like when I blow out with the Life-In, I feel like I instantly get more volume, but I don't know if that's because I'm blowing out my hair so quickly. And I've tried a lot of blow dryers that like don't even make it on my channel because they just make your hair feel not very nice. And it's at this stage typically that I feel that. Another really important thing to consider, of course, is the price. So if they come fairly close, but still the price of the Life-In blow dryer being that much better, it kind of would make me steer towards the Life-In. All in all, if I were looking for a blow dryer today and wanted something that was going to feel really good in my hands, really good inner technology that's going to actually be good on my hair, and that's going to do it really quickly, because at this stage in my life, I need things to be fast, especially something that at this point feels really indulgent, like a blowout. I want to do it as quickly as possible. And a big thing about timing, it's not just, of course, that it's going to save you time, which is great, but if you think about it in the long-term effects, if you're spending 2 minutes to 3 minutes less on your blowout every other day or a couple times a week in the span of a year, that's so much less heat on your hair. So overall, you have to consider that as well for how good it is on the hair. So using good technology tools, and tools that of course are going to make the process easy and seamless, are important. And of course, weighing the price and everything else, I am going to say the Life-In does win here. And once again, not to say that the Dyson tool is not an incredible tool. It absolutely is. And when it came out, I really think it stood in a class of its own. But for the Life-In blow dryer being a fraction of the cost and giving you literally like down to maybe like 95% of the results that the Dyson gives you, it seems like a no-brainer. For a tool that is fairly compact, easy to handle and to use, and is going to leave you with bouncy, voluminous, shiny looking hair, I would absolutely give the Life-In blow dryer a shot. So if you're looking for a blow dryer this season, I highly suggest checking out Life-In. You can also use my code LFEBangs10 for $10 extra off on your SE hairdryer. I've left a link in all the information in the description box down below. So once again, thank you Life-In for sponsoring a portion of today's video. If you would like me to compare other tools or specific products, high and low, let me know, and I would love to do that for you. And as always, I will see you in the next one. Bye.